On the news tonight, Governor Soludo commissions first technology incubation center in the southeast. Governor's wife, Mrs. Soludo, pays hospital bill for 10 women who gave birth at Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu University Teaching Hospital. Economic Community of West African States Parliament calls for strengthening regional security. And on the foreign scene, France to begin evacuation of its nationals from Niger. Before the news in detail, here's a special message. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let's give him maximum support for the task ahead. Good evening and welcome to the news. My name is Chidimma Oranwa. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has commissioned in Awka the Solution Innovation District that will drive the digital tribe embedded in the manifesto, the first in the Southeast. The center houses different segments and offices, which are co-working space, digital skills training lab, robotic lab, executive co-working space, training hall, among others. Correspondent Valentine Mbadoa filed in this report.
The governor inspected the facility and addressed the gathering shortly after, saying that the essence of the innovation district is to prepare the millions of Anambra youths to take control of today. He asked the youth to look up to the opportunities in every disruptive change, saying that only those who plan, work towards it, can control the future, while emphasizing that the greatest resource of Anambra is human capital. The governor reaffirmed the readiness of his administration to mine, harness, and put them to maximum use. He recalled that part of his manifesto is to create a digital tribe, adding that the innovation district will be mainstreamed down to other urban cities and grassroots. The governor maintained that society demands government at all levels to double their efforts in providing quality governance and assured greater commitment to giving the youths of Anambra a bright future.
Human capital is the only form of capital that continues to improve when you use it. All I ask you is at this moment in time, major thing now is to ask yourself, it looks dark here. Where is the light? Because anywhere you'll find some spots of darkness, look closely. There are sparks of light somewhere. Don't cry over yesterday. Yesterday is gone. And don't cry to bring back the old order. It's gone. We'll now focus on what? Tomorrow. And that tomorrow will drive it through innovation.
The Anambra State Commissioner for Industry, Mr. Christian Udechukwu, in his remarks said that the partnership with Solution Innovation District is to enthrone the digital tribe with innovations and creativity.
Mr. Governor has given us a mandate to bring dead industries back to life, to make weak industries stronger, to make strong industries even stronger than they are by enabling them to not just operate locally within Anambra or nationally, but also globally.
Earlier, the special advisor to the governor on innovation and business incubation, Ms. Chinwe Okoli, said that the Solution Innovation District takeoff will create jobs and engage youths meaningfully. She said that business ideas will be incubated, the existing ones will be provided with technical support to grow better, while many will be trained in digital skills to meet the demands of the 21st century technological innovations.
We provide internet supply, high-speed internet, we provide power, we provide a clean and conducive environment. As you all can see, young people are able to come in here and focus on building their businesses. This is what this place is about. Up there we have the Digital Skills Training Lab, where we groom skills, the skills of the future. Skills on deep technology, artificial intelligence, software engineering, graphic designing, all kinds of digital skills out of Anambra State. And this is just the takeoff hub. This is just the takeoff hub because the plan Mr. Governor has is to democratize innovation so that every young person in Anambra, every Onya Anambra that has a talent or that feel that they can contribute something or they have something to explore will have that platform.
The event climaxed with the presentation of laptops by the governor to the successful participants of Level Up Anambra Cohort 1 and 2, top functionaries, transition committee chairmen. Youths from across the states attended the event.
Wife of the Governor of Anambra State, Mrs. Nanya Saludo, visited Ntecha Rehabilitation Center, Chukwuemeka Odumegwu University Teaching Hospital, Awka, and Community Children's Home, also in Awka, in commemoration of her 53rd birthday. The visit, which have become regular for the governor's wife, was also used to check up on the welfare of persons taking treatment in the state-owned rehabilitation home, as well as children living in the orphanages. At Chukwuemeka Odumegwu University Teaching Hospital, Amako, Awka, the governor's wives cleared hospital bills for 10 women who just put to bed, including one who gave birth through cesarean section. Speaking at each of the venues, Mrs. Saludo explained that it has always been her routine to make such visits, especially during her birthdays, and noted that she finds better satisfaction and completion in reaching out to those in need. She stated that her life is a perfect picture of grace and that she would remain thankful to God for blessing her with a good life, good health, and longevity, while commending caregivers at the hospital and homes for their sacrifices. Mrs. Saludo appealed to them to ensure that they take dietary requirements of the children and those in the rehabilitation center very seriously, and to also maintain clean environment at all times to avoid diseases. The governor's wife was accompanied by wife of the deputy governor of Anambra State, Mrs. Oluchi Bezum, the transition committee chairman of Idemili South, Mrs. Amaka Obi, the woman leader of All Progressives Grand Alliance ABGA in Anambra State, Mrs. Esther Onyekasi, among others. This month, a sanitation exercise recorded success in Idemili North local government area. ABS correspondent Ngozi Obileri, who monitored the exercise, reported that the exercise also witnessed creation of zebra crossing in front of the local government area headquarters, Ogidi. Her report.
The exercise took place in all urban parts of Idemili North Council area, including Ogidi, Mpo, Obosi, among others. The Idemili North Transition Committee Chairman, Chief Chuks Brown Iwanwa, was seen at some point clearing debris along the road. In most parts of the communities visited, individuals were seen in their various houses and shops, desilting the drainages, cutting grasses, and sweeping their environment. At Mpo Junction and Ugunwasike axis of Ogidi, where traders displayed their wares, Chief Iwanwa sensitized them on the need to keep clean environments, in line with Governor Chukwuma Soludo's green and livable vision for Anambra State. Speaking to the ABS, Chief Iwanwa said that this month's exercise recorded success, unlike other months when the participation was very low, noting that he sensitized the people through radio announcements and town criers. Chief Iwanwa warned that the next month's exercise will be stiffer because they will set up mobile courts that will try offenders or violators of the monthly exercise for possible prosecution. He thanked Governor Soludo for making cleanliness top of his agenda, assuring him that Idemili North will follow his footsteps to the letter towards a livable and prosperous state.
The cleanliness of the environment. His Excellency doesn't joke with it. It is one of his cardinal projects, clean, green, livable society. And we will not joke with it. We will follow it to a logical conclusion. Idemili North must be clean. We are nearing to that. I would like to tell the indigenes of Idemili, you should ensure that your compound is clean.
Among those who accompanied the chairman of the inspection tour were head of information unit of the council area, Comrade Uche Nwora, sanitation and environmental personnel of the council area, among others. From the Idemili North headquarters, Ogidi, I am Ngozi Obileri for ABS News.
Global Spring International Academy, Suaniocha, Okanath Local Government Area, Anambra State, has held its 2023 Inter-House Sports Graduation and Prize-Giving Ceremony. The event was especially packaged to thank God for keeping their students safe throughout their period of study in the school. Correspondent Blessing Dennis completes the report.
The event kick-started with an opening prayer by Venerable Onye Kabusi. Sports activities such as table tennis, volleyball, track and field, and others graced the event. Others events were march past by the various houses, a special song in French, newscasting in different languages, ballet dance, debate competition, and many others. The director of Global Spring International Academy, Dr. Eza Nata, appreciated guests for honoring their invitation, promising that their school will continue to leverage on positive innovation in producing South students in the society.
The motto of our school is bring to global excellence. We are giving international education here.
Addressing the gathering, the chairman on the occasion, Chief Emeka Okorie, appreciated the teachers for their outstanding performance in organizing the students and advised parents to take their children's well-being very serious.
And I'm your parents in our back. Only we have to tell you that.
The director of Global Spring International Academy, Dr. Wata Ezanata, and the Archdeacon of Mbako Archdeaconry, and the Vicar, St. Stephen's Anglican Church, Mbako, Venerable Jackson Onyekabusi, graced the occasion. Also present were the principal of the school, Mrs. Agnes Okole, Reverend Clement Ozubu of Anglican Church of Redemption, Oka, a large number of parents, guardians, teachers, friends, and well-wishers of the school. The ceremony ended with advice on the need for all students, especially the graduates, to take the next phase of their life with courage and dedication, and to embrace creativity as necessary tool for national development and progress. 2023 Inter-House Graduation and Prize-Giving Ceremony also featured presentation of certificates to the graduates, academic performance prize-giving, cultural dance, among other side attractions. From Isuanocha in Oka North Local Government Area, Blessing Dennis, ABS News.
The need for Christians to set their lives apart for godly use by being separated from sin, consecrated to God, and living in conformity to the moral precepts of the Bible has been stressed. The Anglican Bishop of Agota Diocese, Right Reverend Samuel Ezofo, in a sermon at St. Faith Anglican Church, Nanka, during a service of confirmation, admission into Girls Guild, Women's Guild, and Men's Fellowship for all the parishes under Nanka Archdeaconry, said Christians owe it to God to serve Him in truth and spirit, as anyone who defies God's temple, which is human body, will attract God's destruction. We have details of this report from our studio.
He said that all mortals will someday give account of all that God has blessed them with, especially lives, and as such, it is important that Christians use their lives, resources, and talents to work for God as faithful stewards. Bishop Ezofo regretted that some Christians are guilty of double standards. Despite belonging to different groups in the church, they still practice idolatry. The bishop, who outlined principles of stewardship to include divine ownership, human responsibility, accountability, and divine reward, reminded parents to train their children in the ways of the Lord and never relent in directing them to toe the right path, because they will be held accountable for the choices made by their children.
It's a time for young believers in Christ to receive the Holy Spirit, who enables us to live the Christian life and makes it easy and simple for us. Well, all these groups were created in the church to help us nurture the faith of Christians, so that they will live up to the pledges they made, the promises they made before God. And that's why we encouraged the men to help their wives and then the women to help their husbands when they get married, so that it will not just be making promises and pledges in church and then forgetting it as they go.
In his remarks, the supervising priest of Nanka Archdeaconry, Reverend Canon Ifeanyi Mbwemena, who appreciated the bishop for his visit, admonished the newly confirmed and people admitted into various groups to live lives worthy of emulation.
Their life will grow, they grow spiritually, and they show the light to others, being admitted into God's Guild, Women Guild, and Fellowship Fellowship. So we expect that they should live the exemplary life to others to emulate.
On his part, the vicar in charge of St. Faith Anglican Church, Nanka, Reverend Arinze Chukwu Odinye, commended the bishop and tasked Christians to remain steadfast in their faith.
I feel elated. It's really a privilege for the bishop to put such an event here. In fact, this is the first time it's happening in the church. Yes, we believe that the Holy Spirit that was prayed upon them today will carry them and will motivate them and energize them, empower them to live better Christian lives to the glory of God.
The service, attended by the President, Agwata Son Women's Ministry, Mrs. Chinyere Ezofo, had 33 candidates who received the sacrament of confirmation, 23 girls admitted into the Girls' Guild, 25 women into the Women's Guild, and 37 men admitted into the Christian Men's Fellowship. Presentation of certificates to the newly admitted members and administration of Holy Communion to the newly confirmed candidates formed the high point of the service.
Still to come on the news tonight, Economic Community of West African States Parliament calls for a strengthening the regional security. France to begin evacuation of its nationals from Niger. Remember that Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let's give him maximum support for the task ahead. The news returns in a moment. Please join us again.
Ihe ọbụla ị chọrọ ile ị ga-enweta ya na YouTube maka na emebere YouTube maka gị. Nweta ọmarịcha video data bundle offers n'ekwentị gị na nepia star 312 hash star. Ihe ọbụla ị chọrọ ile ị ga-enweta ya na YouTube maka na emebere YouTube maka gị. Nweta ọmarịcha video data bundle offers n'ekwentị gị na nepia star 312 hash star. YouTube emere gị. Ihe ọbụla ị chọrọ ile ị ga-enweta ya na YouTube maka na emebere YouTube maka gị. Nweta ọmarịcha video data bundle offers n'ekwentị gị na nepia star 312 hash star. Ihe ọbụla ị chọrọ ile ị ga-enweta ya na YouTube maka na emebere YouTube maka gị. Nweta ọmarịcha video data bundle offers n'ekwentị gị na nepia star 312 hash star. YouTube emere gị.
Welcome back to the news. To end the threat of coup d'etat in the sub-region, the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS Parliament, urges the ECOWAS Commission to strengthen collective regional security operations with the West African Union. With the increasing threats of insecurity in the region, the ECOWAS Parliament committees appeal to the ECOWAS Commission to work hard to strengthen collective regional security operation in collaboration with the African Union and key partners. ABS Abuja Bureau Chief Ekwi Ajide has details.
This plea was one of the recommendations contained in the draft report presented at the end of the delocalized meeting of the ECOWAS Parliament Joint Committees on Political Affairs, Peace, Security, and the African Peer Review Mechanism, Judicial Affairs and Human Rights, Social Affairs, Gender, and Women Empowerment in Monrovia, Liberia. The delocalized meeting, which held from 25th to 28th July, was aimed at mapping out the best mechanisms for ensuring greater political inclusion and governance in member states, peace, security, to prevent and resolve the multifaceted crisis faced by states. Speaking to journalists at the end of the meeting, leader of the Liberian delegation to the ECOWAS Parliament, Senator Edwin Snow, lamented the backslide in democratic rule in the sub-region, saying it is a shame on the region's democracy, hence it must be stopped. Snow, who also chaired the joint committees delocalized meeting was optimistic that the leadership of President Bola Tinubu of Nigeria, who is chair of the Authority of ECOWAS heads of states, would intervene in the recent coup in the Republic of Niger. According to him, the region had made significant progress in its drive to democracy, so would be detrimental going back to where it came from, and expressed hope that something will be done hastily to correct the situation. Snow opined that every successful coup with a loss of a member state, it undermines the work of ECOWAS bodies and institutions, and urged ECOWAS not to be a sleeping bulldog, as he believes that the leadership of ECOWAS will stand firm in protecting the region's democracy. The draft report, which will be adopted by plenary at the next session of the parliament, contained recommendations to the member states, the ECOWAS Commission, and parliament on ensuring the peace, security, stabilization, and good governance in member states.
Yeah, the writing was on the wall a long time, more than a year. As you know, there was a field coup before the election. We had numerous threats, all of the early warning. As a matter of fact, the president of Niger stated it in the summit that his presidency was under serious threat. He mentioned it and he lamented. So when it happened, it was not a surprise, but we condemn it, and we know that this time around, ECOWAS will not just be a sleeping bulldog, will do something to correct the situation. I believe, for some reason, in the leadership of President Tinubu.
In Abuja, Princess Ekwi Ajide reporting.
Meanwhile, France will begin evacuating its nationals from the Niger today, the foreign minister said, after a coup last week toppled the country's pro-Western leader. The decision to move citizens out was prompted by attacks on the French embassy at Niamey and the closure of Niger's airspace, which made regular departures impossible. France earlier today said that it was preparing an evacuation in the face of a deteriorating security situation in Niamey, but gave the time frame. There are an estimated 600 French nationals in Niger, not counting visiting tourists or French residents currently outside the country. Over now to sports. Paris Saint-Germain are planning to report Real Madrid to FIFA over what they deem a potential illegal tapping up of Kylian Mbappe. Mbappe is unwilling to extend his contract with Ligue 1 champions beyond June 2024. The extension clause that exists in the 24-year-old's current contract expired on July 31st. As things stand, Mbappe will become a free agent in the summer of 2024. There have been suggestions that Madrid already have an agreement in place with Mbappe, which will see the player pocket a 160 million euro signing on fee if he joins the La Liga giant. Such agreements are banned by FIFA as they require a player to have been approached without the blessing of his current employers being sought first. And that's just about it on the news tonight. But before we go, remember that you can follow news and programs on ABS from any part of the world by liking our Facebook page. Follow us at Anambra Broadcasting Service. Subscribe to our YouTube page at ABS Television Oka. Follow us on Twitter at ABS Radio TV. And on Instagram at ABS Radio TV. You can also log on to our website at www.absradiotv.com. The main points again. Governor Soludo has commissioned the first technology incubation center in the Southeast. Governor's wife, Mrs. Soludo, has paid the hospital bill for 10 women who gave birth at Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu University Teaching Hospital. Economic Community of West African States Parliament have called for strengthening regional security. And we also told you on the foreign team that France has begun evacuation of its nationals from Niger. Remember that Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround, maintenance of the Anambra State economy, and the promotion of core Igbo values. Let's give him maximum support for the task ahead. And that's it on the news tonight. My name is Chidimma Orangwa. Good night.